Yo, what up everybody? It's your boy Peace-Eye. Welcome to another video. So for today, I will be taking you through my Drytron list. This is Drytron Megalith. I tried something new. It bricks. I'll go over the ratios and whatnot, and I'll tell you about some of the changes that I'm going to be making soon as well. So I stuck with 42. So from my last list, I did cut down on the Drytron monsters, which I did regret. A lot of the games that I lost were, I got third place, by the way, after 4 rounds of Swiss X1. There were a lot of instances where I didn't open up 2 names, and that's just a death sentence. 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta, 2 Gamma, 2 Delta. So I cut Beta and the 3rd Gamma. So that reduced the consistency significantly because I kept it at 42 cards. But that's the Drytrons. I definitely want to play more. So the rituals. First, the Cyber Angel package. This package is still insane. Natasha really came in clutch. You know, she steals and she gains life points. Poor Jake. Next up, the Megalith package. The 2 Fool, because you want to open up Fool, and you do search it in the combo. Ophiel, and then Bethor. So Bethor is the one that pops on summon based on the number of different ritual monsters with different names you have in your graveyard on summon. This is the quick effect to summon from hand or deck by attributing monsters. You can include itself. And then this one is just the searcher on summon. So during your turn, you can summon this, add back Ben 10 with its effect, and then activate its effect to tribute Ben 10 to special summon this, and either search this or this. Like, it just, it's like a plussing engine. But I found myself drawing way too many rituals, because you know I'm not going to cut Medienos Draconids. This thing, like, won me 2 matches today, because 4,000 is insane. Like, you just dump it off of Mu Beta, and then you just ritual summon it back. Like, it's crazy. It's so good. It really lets you play around Scythe, but I'm the only one at my locals playing Scythe, which is kind of funny. So those are the rituals. Way too many. I'm probably going to cut the Megalith package again. I did cut some cards from my previous list for the Megalith package, including Fairy Tale Snow, one of more of the consistency cards, Foolish Burial, which could dump either Fairy Tale Snow or Drytron Monster, and then also one of the Cyber Emergencies. So, but that's a little bit later. The one Manju, I'm thinking about playing more of this, but this isn't really the Herald build. I'm not like trying to open up whatever. Like, Diviner is arguably better because you get to also have the opportunity to pop something, but later in the late game, oh, and it's a tuner or whatever, but in the late game, you're not able to resolve its effect because like Eva's banned. So like, what other fairies are you sending? You're already wasting 2 extra deck slots for Diviner, although like it's an amazing card or whatever, but like having to play Intis and Herald is kind of silly in my opinion. So Manju's just as good, and it's like 1,000,000 times cheaper. Artifact package to go along with the fairies. All of these are light fairies, which is insane. So Lancia is a nice floodgate hand trap. Very good this format. So I played at 3 because I want to see it. And then the one Artifact Scythe, a great light fairy for, you know, floodgating your opponent out. Something else new that I tried today, which was really awesome if I just didn't misplay. I did get to resolve something that's very specific with these cards. So I did cut 2 Drolls to add 1 Imperm and 1 Nibiru in order to play crossout designator. So essentially the logic was I was going to cut Instant Fusion to give me more room for an extra deck tech that I'd like to play with the Megalith package that I saw online. So I ended up playing one of each of the hand traps that can really affect me. I didn't find room for talents, but after today, I think I will be trying to put talent somewhere in the list. But I cut 2 Drolls for an Imperm and a Nibiru for crossout designator. And it worked out really well. I was able to cross out a Nibiru, I think twice in tournament. And then there were 2 times where I misplayed and I should have cross-outed a hand trap, and I did not because I'm bad. Last 2 monsters are Dasher and Celestial. I don't know if I went over the Celestial change or the Dasher change from Plasma in my last video, but I'm sick of people outing my DPE and then making it such that I can't special summon that back, and then I don't get my draw. Like, this is just such that I don't think I've ever resolved the effect to summon from hand during draw phase, but this is just better in a sense that if I am forced to special summon back something that's not DPE, I would rather summon this than this, because I want this in graveyard for its draw 2 effect, because I've got other things in the deck that can save me from dying, even if I can't resolve any Drytron effects during that turn. So that's why I switched over to Dasher. Because, I mean, it's like strong or whatever. I could play Malicious, but then I'd be tempted to play a second Malicious, and that's just bad. Like I mentioned, okay, for spells, 2 Cyber Emergency. I cut one of the third ones down. I didn't miss it that much, but, like, trying to open up names is just so hard when you're only playing 14 names. Because I was playing 19 names before, and now I'm playing 14. So a huge drop in consistency. Now some protection. 1 Called by the Grave and the 2 crossout designators. I did take out the Instant Fusion and the Millennium Eyes Restrict, because, like, that was just a 1-of anyway. Like, this is a lot more consistent, and it can stop a lot more things. Like, this can't stop Nibiru, and neither can Thousand Eyes Restrict, but these can. So now I've got more ways to stop things that actually hinder my combo. And then Fusion Destiny, I draw this like it's my job. This card's amazing. They're gonna hit it, but I just hope they don't. Fusion Destiny's insane. Next up, Drytron Fafnir. So this is a field spell. I only own 1 Nova. I try to stay budget, but I figured it was worth the investment because I was running this engine already. So by having Fafnir and the 1 Nova, I can play Terraforming, and that's equivalent to 3 Novas, essentially. You can also search Meteonis off of it. You just play the 1-of. I would dabble with 2, but I only own 1. The Terraforming to search the Fafnir, but also this functions as a going second card because I do play my favorite card, Mystic Mine. I've never built a pure Mystic Mine build with, like, Mystic Mine Burn or whatever, but, like, it's still, like, this card's so nutty, it's so good. And then Metaverse as another going second card. Yeah, I don't really need to explain that. So 42, but yeah, I got to cut those Megalith cards out of there. Maybe put in some talents. Maybe cut this down to 40 cards. I don't think the extra deck slot is, like, worth it, but I'll get there in a second. So we do play the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Kiki Nagashi Fucho is an amazing card. I like it better than the Lyrilusk Assembled Nightingale because this can't be disrupted at all, not just by battle or card effect destruction. This is unaffected by other card effects, so it's really good. The 1 Fafnir, because I only own 1. This is probably where I would put the second Fafnir now. I cut the Millennium Eyes, Millennium Eyes Restrict for Abyss Dweller, because you can make Abyss Dweller with Manju and Ophiel, Megalith Ophiel. So the play essentially is to set up the Scythe lock and have your DPE in graveyard during the standby phase, or during the draw phase. Activate the Abyss Dweller in draw phase. So even if they do have Droplet, this is essentially is kind of playing around it, because with that you can if they have to choose, essentially, if they have Droplet, whether or not they want to negate the effect of Abyss Dweller to floodgate out their graveyard effects, or if they want to prevent you from, popping Scythe and having them locked out of their extra deck. So they have to make that choice. When I was playing Fairy Tale Snow, sometimes when they would, like, Chalice or Imperm the DPE or the Scythe, I could chain Fairy Tale Snow and banish it so that it would dodge that effect. This like makes it such that you can floodgate your opponent easier, but I didn't summon this once during the 4 rounds in the tournament, and I went to a lot of game 3s, so it just did not come up. Because to open full combo and actually resolve your combo through hand traps just never freaking happens. And it's not even worth it. It feels win more. So I think if I'm cutting the Megalith package, then I'm not going to be able to even summon this unless I'm like playing Chaos Valkyria. But like, why would I do that? Like, I don't know. Maybe I might dabble with a Chaos Valkyria, but I don't want to banish a Drytron name anyway. I guess if I'm playing beta, it doesn't matter. But that's enough on Abyss Dweller. A monster I didn't even summon. Downward, the extra material on Zeus is just so broken. So you play it, you make room for it. Beatrice is still really good, even though it's not really part of the main combo anymore. You don't need to go that route, but we do still have the spicy tech, the token collector in the side deck that you can send off of this. Maybe the next iteration of the deck, Beatrice will be more important now that I'm cutting the Megaliths. But like, there is routes that you can do Beatrice plays. And then Zeus, the most broken Xyz monster in the game. All right, so that's the Fusion and Xyz. Let's go over to the links. So you kind of need to play Link Haribo in order to get your level 1 Drytron monsters off board because they can activate their effects in the grave or hand. So this is obvious. Verte Anaconda, one of the most broken Link 2s in the game ever since the existence of the pseudo Link 2 Nightmare Mermaid. Where you could just smash any 2 monsters into full Orcus combo. Now you can smash any 2 monsters into a recurring boss monster that destroys every turn and draws you 2 free cards. Or you can bring out Dragoon like a manual and then just be bad. Anyway, IP Masquerena, just a generic Link 2. Dagda, this is part of your combo. You want to be setting Scythe and Lancia and floodgating your opponent out of the game because that's the name of the game. A small Nightmare package. I used to play a lot more Nightmares, but these 2 are amazing. Drytron, just if they're not floodgated out of the game, they can just put a bunch of bodies on board, Link climb up, and just destroy their opponent. I actually used my Apollosa today on my 5th summon to play around my opponent's Nibiru. Shout out to Jake Sobek. GG's. He tried to use it, and luckily he didn't have the Ogre for when I negated it, and then I killed him with the big 4,000 guy. And then Access Code Talker for closing out games. I didn't summon Access Code Talker today either. I didn't summon Abyss Dweller, Access Code Talker, or IP today. But the rest of the extra deck is really solid. I summoned all the rest of them. Side deck hasn't really changed much, except for 1 card, and I'll explain why. Lava Golem, it's the same. You don't need your normal summon to play the game. You only play 1 normal summon in the entire deck, technically. It's just Manju, and you search it. So this is a really good card in this deck. You just get to deal with 2 monsters, and this came in clutch today, actually, against Sword Soul, Tenyi. The one of Token Collector for Sword Soul, and it's pseudo-searchable because of Beatrice. 3 Dark Ruler, no more. I don't own droplets, but you don't really need droplets in this deck because of Meteonis Draconids, the big 4,000 guy that can attack all special summon monsters and is a disruption and cannot be targeted by monster effects. It's insane. It's just a crazy card. So you don't really care about Scythe because Alpha Zeta can get you to Draconids by itself, and then you have 3 other cards to play with. So you're not trying to droplet your opponent's Scythe, even though no one else at my locals is playing. I think people are just sick of it. Harpy's Feather Duster, Triple Twin Twisters, and Red Reboot for the back row hate. So I reduced the back row hate because I've got the Megalith package, and Bethor can pop back row if I need it. Like, usually back row decks, when you're facing them, they don't have too much disruption on your opening turn, and they just rely on their traps as reactive, like going second and stuff. So Bethor, when they set their traps, can like bring itself out and pop them and stuff. That was the logic of that, so that's why I cut evenly matched, and I put in Solemn Judgments. This card's insane. So this stops literally anything. So when you know you're going first, you side these in, you open one because you're playing 42 cards, and there's like a 32% chance of opening one of these, and then you just play with your hand, and then your opponent just cries when they get judgmented. I got to judgment a couple people today, which was really fun. But yeah, so the logic with evenly is you already are playing, you need your battle phase in a sense that, I don't know, you're playing Zeus, basically. And that's like honestly the reason why. Like decks that play Zeus, you don't really need evenly. I mean, sure, it can like help you with like back row decks or like annoying floodgate decks or like decks like Fluanderies, like that can clear their board, but that doesn't really take care of the issue and stuff. And your battle phase is a resource that you can actually use in this deck, so that's why I decided to cut evenly for Judgment. And like, because before I made that cut, I had no going first cards, as you can see in here. So when I was going first, I would just have like a bunch of garbage. So now at least I can side out a Metaverse and like 2 Mystic Mines for 3 Judgments. And that way I don't have to like stall myself out. I'm not tempted to, because sometimes when I have the ability to play bad, I do play bad. So anyway, that's the deck profile. It's a little bit more detailed than what I've like been doing. I wanted to explain a couple of the changes and whatnot, but honestly, yeah, Megalith, I'm not a fan. I wanted to get this profile out of here so that I can like make the changes and then just put this to bed. I just wanted to have record of it, but I did get third. I misplayed in round 3 against Eric Arias. He was on the Sword Soul Tenyi strategy, and then I think it was game 1. I had him on the ropes, and then I accidentally popped the wrong thing. I popped his Taya instead of his token, so he was able to do Tenyi stuff. That didn't matter because I was able to play after that, and then I might be remembering it incorrectly, but essentially I ended on Zeus, DPE, and then I had crossout in my hand and Nibiru in my deck. I set the crossout designator like an idiot, and he activated Nibiru, and I had to destroy my my DPE and stuff. So I lost my Zeus disruption when I could have just held the cross. I don't know why I was even setting it, but just you live and you learn. And once you get through all the mistakes, I mean, Triff says it even better than this. He's like, you just got to get better. You just learn from your mistakes, and it's not really a mistake. It's just like a learning curve, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a really long one. I usually don't talk this long, but I just felt like it. So anyway, subscribe to this channel and have a good one. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.